foundation, I don't know. It takes a little more than what you show, and that's yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Welcome to Bobby Finn Knows Everyone. We are part of the Pull Tab Sports family, also sponsored by Duke Cannon. When it comes to Duke Cannon products, you want the flow going. So use that, and the shampoo comes in nice little hockey pucks. You know, not a lot of people think that a 50-year-old guy should have the long flow, but Duke Cannon makes it look good. At least my wife thinks so. But you know, the Duke Cannon sponsors, you know, part of the proceeds go back to the military. So why not, right? You got some good flow and you got the military. It sounds like a good combo to me. So use it, pick it up at Target or DukeCannon.com. But hey, along with me today again, my co-host, Tom Lord. How are you, Tommy?
What's happening? Thanks for having me today, Bobby.
After Christmas special?
Yeah, after Christmas special. It's like Charles Schultz Peanuts all over again, and we're going to be dancing by the pianos before you know it. Is that what we do?
Yeah. Do you have a real tree or a fake tree?
A real tree, baby. Let's go.
Oh, gosh.
There's a tree shortage this year. Did you know that?
Oh, my. What kind of shortage isn't there? Is it supply chain?
They said 10 years ago they didn't plant enough trees.
Oh, jeez. So
So there's a tree shortage. Went to 4 different places to find a tree this year.
Oh, so your tree looked like shit then.
Kind of, but we made it look real nice.
Dressed it up.
Dressed it up real nice.
Real
Clark.
nice. Real
Who
nice.
else we got here with us today?
We have our good buddy, Chris Salazar. How are you, Sally?
Good. Thanks for having me.
God, we talk about Sally a lot on this show, and finally we had to have him on.
Yeah,
It's like, you know, this guy, Chris Salazar, we should just bring him on the podcast and talk about him all the time.
he was part of our Halloween costume that we probably would have won first place, right, Sal?
Yeah, well, I think we would have if all the components were there.
What do you mean components? What happened?
I disappeared.
We went, you know the story. We went as Rourke and Tattoo, and when it came time for the contest, it was just Tattoo.
So people are like, what are you?
So what's going on here? And I'm like, well, I'm Tattoo. Oh yeah, you are, but is there like another person with you?
He was off
Yeah.
at Fantasy Island.
And we talked about this on the podcast. And Bobby, you got kicked out, right?
No, I
You got
did
thrown
not
out?
kicked out.
Yeah, you got
keep
thrown
saying
out.
I got
You
kicked
got
out.
thrown out.
Somebody told me you got kicked out.
I did not
Thrown
get
out
kicked
of
out.
you got thrown out of the
actually
party,
left
buddy.
there to go help something else
Okay.
and
No.
came back at some point. Or no, didn't I?
No, he never came back.
I went-
I ended up going to another bar where I found you. Like, oh, hey, there you are.
You know, it was all a test. It's Fantasy Island.
So how did the Rourke Tattoo Fantasy Island costume come about here? Did he ask you? Did you ask him? Did you
I
feel
don't-
a little
I'm not-
awkward? Like, hey,
You
what,
said you have
why do
something
you think
awesome.
I'm gonna be tattooed?
No, I think I actually mentioned it when we were. I think the theme at the one point in time was like 70 sitcoms or something, and I'm like, oh, dude, we got to do this.
Okay.
But then it changed to Grease.
yes.
Yeah, and we were stuck with the Fantasy Island thing. We were already committed to it.
Fox
So,
committed.
That's good. Stay committed.
yeah.
Was Fantasy I got to go back and watch because I used to love that show. But was that some kind of weird like sex island? Was that some kind of weird like swingers camp? What was going on Fantasy Island? I always feel like it was a little dirty. I felt like it was like a 15-year-old kid
I
watching
think
that. I felt
the
like it was a
name
little
kind of
dirty.
makes it seem that way, but I think wasn't it just like dreams and hopes and
Yeah, but I think
and
it
hooking up with random chicks. I think that was
No,
a dirty ass
yes.
show. Yeah, it was.
It was not.
Am I thinking of a different
yeah,
Netflix
you're
show?
thinking of the one
100%.
like on Skinamax, maybe.
Emmanuel.
Right.
Ooh, don't get me started
God.
there.
That we better go back and watch Fantasy Island.
Fantasy
I think that
Island,
was
it was
filthy.
actually it was people's dreams they thought they wanted, and then all of a sudden, with those dreams, there's always a negative side, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
don't always wish what you hope for.
Yeah.
because Mr. Rourke's going to sneak into your hotel room at the end of the night and put the wood to you.
Sploosh.
No?
Right.
Am I turning this really sideways right now?
I think you turned it a long time ago.
But hey, all right. We got to stop talking about Halloween. It was just Christmas.
Right.
Christmas.
Okay.
Oh,
How'd you
God.
guys do? Did you guys survive?
We survived it. How about you guys?
Yeah, we survived. It was fine. Being from Minnesota and hockey family, hockey kind of supersedes everything. And we had a couple practices that Cole didn't really want to miss, so
Sucker.
we stuck around, stayed close, and spent some time with some friends and family, more friends than family. But
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a good time.
Or you told your family that you had hockey practice and you really didn't, so you didn't have to go.
Is that what you did?
No.
They're going to listen to this show, Sal.
Oh,
You
yeah.
better have actually had
Big
practice.
subscribers.
Okay, that's right. There's a
Our
million
53
listeners.
we have.
Right.
A million listeners.
Yeah, no, it's so stressful though. I mean, the build up for the whole damn thing. I mean, it starts at Thanksgiving, right?
Oh, it
Who's
starts
putting up-
before Thanksgiving now.
Who's putting up their lights? Who's doing this? Who's doing that?
I always thought people were crazy starting that early. Now I think it's the only way to survive it. There's not enough time. There's not enough time between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, so you drive around your neighborhood and you see the guys putting up the lights and before Thanksgiving, and you think to yourself, it's kind of smart, do it before the snow hits and whatnot. But then they turn them on, and it's like, really?
You can't turn them on.
You're celebrating
You cannot
before
turn 'em on.
Thanksgiving.
You can't?
So what
no,
are they? Are they
I don't think
rule?
you should turn them on.
Are they Thanksgiving lights? And then after Christmas, they're their New Year's lights, they're Martin Luther King lights. They leave them on until spring. And then they take them down. They have them off for like 2 or 3 weeks and put them back up.
I've seen it. I think we should just decorate our house with lights, and you can just turn it the
LED.
color you want with a remote.
That should
Is
should be an option in a build. Do you want Christmas lights? We'll put them in right
Christmas, you don't even need Christmas lights.
now. Yeah.
Do you want
Let's call them holiday
Light-
lights.
holiday-
You want holiday LED lights, and you can change them. 4th of July, you go red, white, and blue. Halloween, you go orange.
St. Patrick's Day?
Should we start a company? My
Start.
God, people are listening to this right now going, boom.
Boom.
Taking our
Trademark.
ideas.
Just
We're
gave
taking our
me
ideas.
all the ideas.
We're trademarking it right now.
Yeah, but I mean, Christmas is too much. It's too stressful. There's
Oh,
too
we've
much
talked
going
about this
on.
before.
It's a lot. It
So-
really is.
So Tom thinks the sweet baby Jesus' birthday wasn't Christmas Day.
I
December
heard
25th.
not so.
So who do you guys hear this from?
Dude, look it up. Read a book. Actually, I don't read a lot of books. Read the internet.
Yeah,
I think they gotta move the holidays around. Like, I'm
Spread
okay
'em
with
out.
like Christmas moving a little bit. They said Jesus' birthday may have not actually been December 25th. That it was a pagan holiday, and they got the Christians to jump on, or the Christians got the pagans to jump on board of like, if we make the 25th the national holiday, blah, blah. Maybe that's not how they talked back then. But I think they got to move stuff around. There's too much stuff at the end of the year. Like, let's throw a holiday around August sometime. Let's throw a holiday in like.
Wasn't there like a big
April?
gap
Well, Easter's
between
April.
That was a sweet baby
like-
Bobby Finn birthday.
what is it between Martin Luther King Day, Labor Day, and then there's like nothing until like 4th of July.
Yeah, let's
Like
pack some
Memorial Day.
stuff in like
Memorial Day, is it
February.
Memorial Day? Yeah,
There's nothing to look forward to in February. Valentine's Day is made up, right?
they're all. Even I think that
You say
Christmas.
Christmas is made up.
No, I'm not saying Christmas was made up, but it's turned into a Hallmark holiday.
We lost all the Catholics.
Yeah,
They
it's just
stopped listening to our show.
It's just it's too commercialized. You guys know this. I'm not a big Christmas person, and that's okay. And I don't try not to take away from anybody that does have the Christmas spirit. I have the Christmas spirit. I have the giving spirit. It's just not as prominent as it should
You're
be.
Hispanic.
Probably.
Didn't Hispanics come up with Christmas? Jesus. Jesus is a Spanish name, right?
No.
From Spain.
Jesus. Hispanic.
Yep.
When Cortez came over, he pretty
Yeah,
much said,
we brought Christmas.
you are going to
Jeez, how
believe in
come,
this.
How come there's like nobody else is named Jesus except Mexican people?
Well, I think we trademarked it. It's
Yeah,
ours.
okay.
He trademarked it.
It's us. It's us. It's we. That and Cinco de Mayo.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a taco right now.
God.
Hey, Taco John's, if you want to.
But did you guys have a good Christmas? Did you guys stick around?
It was a good Christmas. We always have everything usually at our house. The nice thing is my mother-in-law turned Jehovah Witness, so she can't celebrate Christmas anymore.
So she doesn't get to come over. She doesn't.
Well,
bring
she
gifts,
wants
or
to
what
have.
happens?
She still wants to have it at her house. We got to just have people over at her house. No, you
she
don't
can
get
pick
that.
a different holiday.
Yeah,
you can pick a different
day.
holiday.
So my dad was Jehovah Witness. My dad turned Jehovah Witness, and Christmas time I always gave him a gift, but I never called it a Christmas gift. I'm like, here, Happy Sunday, Happy Monday, whatever day,
was Santa Claus?
whatever day it was, and it was never nothing
Nativity scene.
for him. It was
Yeah.
just something just.
Did he appreciate it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
He
okay.
goes, I go, here, it's not a Christmas gift. You open it when you want. It's Happy Sunday,
Right.
Happy Monday, or Tuesday, whatever day Christmas happened to fall on, or whatever day we were celebrating.
So do you think if you're not Christian, you shouldn't get to celebrate Christmas?
Celebrating how? Because I believe that if we've had this conversation that if you
If you're
don't
just giving gifts?
if you're going to take days off for holidays
Yeah.
and you don't believe in that holiday, then
Just cashing in.
Go to work.
Go,
You know?
get your ass back to work.
Yeah. I mean,
You don't
there's-
believe in Jesus.
Right.
Stop celebrating Christmas. God, we are just like,
I know we went deep real
we
quick,
went
but
deep.
yes,
All of a sudden, people are not into our podcast.
it's Kwanzaa
anymore.
today, so happy Kwanzaa.
All right. That's awesome.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
To each his own, right? I don't care what you believe in,
Right.
but
Yeah.
don't be a dick about what I believe in.
Well,
Right.
it's just funny.
You know, so
No.
to each his own. Life, that's what life is about. And not enough people say it's okay to be who you are. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Believe what you want, and maybe it is falsehoods or whatever, but if it makes you a better person and try to do the right things, good for that.
Sure.
You know?
Right.
I think the Christmas spirit still comes out in a lot of people, regardless whether how much you take into it or give out of it. I mean, everybody, there's still I still have a Christmas spirit. I love to give gifts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do. But it's
You give
just
gifts
not,
all kind every year, every day, every year.
Yeah, it's just not
You give the
a
gift
thing
to
for
Chris.
me.
You give
Yeah.
the gift to Chris.
right.
Did you guys shop mostly online or did you guys shop in stores this year?
99% online.
Yeah,
It's
I
too
would say
friggin'
more
easy.
online. And we're actually still waiting for gifts because of the big storm and the freeze and stuff. We got stuff that's delayed. So we're still waiting. And so Christmas is still carrying on.
Look at you guys. I went into Dick's Sporting Goods after mostly shopping online. It's kind of fun to shop in stores again. You get ideas
it, right?
and you see like, oh, I can get a pair of gloves. Oh, there's fishing lures. I never thought about fishing lures. My little nephews love to fish. And it kind of like made me think like, I got to get off the computer a little bit and get out and come up with ideas. And it is a little bit mayhemish, especially grocery stores and Costco and that kind of stuff. But shopping in store, unless you go to the Mall of America, don't do that.
Yeah, my daughter was there last.
Really?
I swear to God, she was there 45 minutes before that happened.
Yeah,
And
that's
my-
the scary part.
And my wife's like, if she would have been shot, I'd blame you. And I'm like, what?
Who said that? Your wife said that to you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Because you said yes.
Well, yeah. Well, she always, kids always spin things, right? They call her, she says no, then they call me, and I say yes. And
I say yes.
Are you
No.
the first call or the second call?
well, I always say call mom first, because if she doesn't call mom and I say yes first, then I'm after either way.
Right.
Hopefully, mom says yes at some point, and then then I'm good.
First call or the second?
I'm never the first call.
What did mom say? What did mom
You
say?
don't want to be the first call. First call means you're easy. Like, oh, call the easy one first. They'll say yes.
Well,
You don't want to be the first call. You want to be like, hey.
I'm not going to say that, but yeah.
Having a penis in a relationship when you're with a woman, you have to be the second call. Otherwise, you're screwed.
Did you say a pianist? Do you have you have a little piano
Tickle some
in your,
ivories?
Do you have a little piano in your pocket? Do you remember what we did when we were at the post that night about the phone call? Call him and see who he calls first. Text.
Oh, yeah.
Text. Tell that story. Sal.
Yeah. So I think it was Bobby, right? Was it Bobby?
Yeah, it was.
We're like, okay, so there was like 5 of us there. It was me and Walden, Garrity, you, myself. And like, let's all text Bobby at the same time. And said, dude, you need to call me right now.
It's emergency.
It's an emergency. And we'll see who he calls first. And we all push send at the same time. And I forget who it was was it me? I think it was me that got called first. And I'm like, my phone's up and it's ringing. I'm like, hey, you called me first. He goes, hey, what's up? And he goes, nothing. We're just doing this little experiment to see. He goes, who you would call first? He goes, well, I called Garrity, but it was busy. So then I called you.
I was like 5th. I go, Bobby and I have a podcast together. He didn't even bother to call me.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I was like, oh my God, what did my kids do at this point? Holy crap.
You were somewhere out of state. You were like I forget.
They're
I
at
think
the
you might have been.
car.
Sioux Falls, I think.
No, I think you might have been in Houston. I think you were in Houston for work or somewhere.
You tweet, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. I'm like, you motherfuckers, don't do that stuff.
That's
That's just not nice.
Have you guys seen the latest prank on TikTok? It's where, oh my God, Mom, Tom Cruise dead at 55. And they're like, and the parents or whoever they're pranking is just freaking out, but they're using like all kinds of celebrities and stuff. And they're like, don't do that. And they just get pissed off just to hear about somebody they have no idea anything about other than their celebrity status. They just get so mad.
And so the kids just want to see their parents lose their.
Yeah.
Okay.
They use like Bon Jovi, Tom Cruise.
Oh my gosh, my wife would freaking curl over in a ball if Bon Jovi died.
Yeah, you should
Ooh,
do it.
Bon
Let's do
Jovi?
it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do the prank.
Is that her hall pass?
Sploosh. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's the difficult thing about hall passes, right?
Yeah. What?
Because girls have much better chance to actually have their hall pass come to fruition. Guys are like, hey, Guys are screwed.
Go ahead.
There's no fucking way.
Sounds-
Unless you pick like your
Well, hold
local
on. Sal's got a good one.
I got a great story. So we were sitting home one night. This is before kids. And Lisa, I forget
BK.
what we were watching. We were watching something on TV, and she was Googling the guy on TV, right? She's like, oh, look at him. I'm like, oh, yeah, great. I pause the TV. I'm like, hey, here's the deal. Let's do this. You pick somebody in the entire world, and if ever given the opportunity, you have full reign. Go ahead, go for it. She goes, well, I'm going to pick whoever it was on TV. I'm going to say, Kevin Costner. You pick Kevin Costner. Great, perfect. Ever given the opportunity, free will. You have complete control. She goes, okay, yeah, who do you pick? I picked the little chick down at the gas station that wears the glasses. She's like, no. And I'm like, I can't help it. Did I have obtainable goals? I'm not dumb. Yeah. She goes, no, bets off.
Okay,
Not gonna happen.
He's got attainable goals.
Oh, that's so funny.
Love
Yeah,
it.
that's
Well
the
done.
love of marriage, right?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take this chance to talk about Joe Mama's Salsa, because Joe Mama's is the official salsa of hockey. And I know Sal, our kids have played hockey together, Bobby, us too. And they're the official salsa of hockey because they help out sports teams with their, getting their money for their different fees throughout the year. Just like pizza, just like, I don't know, flowers or wreaths. You sell Joe Mama's, but unlike all those things, you get 50% back to your sports team. Doesn't matter if you're hockey. I know they are the official salsa of hockey, but you could be a basketball player, a football player, a baseball player, and Joe Mama's will give you 50 cents back to your team. And not only that, Joe Mama's is awesome. They've got 5 different flavors. It's like taking your mouth on a flavor wave because it starts a little tart and it ends a little sweet. Sorry, it ends a little hot, actually. Yeah, so a little bit of a pow there at the end. And Joe Mama's is fantastic. You'd find it at Cub Foods as well, especially during the holiday season. I know they have an end cap at Cub Foods for all the local companies. So grab some Joe Mama's made right here in the Twin Cities, and that's Joe Mama's. Get it and enjoy it and dip them chips in it and tell them how much you appreciate the podcast. And they're not going to give you any percentage off, but they'll be like, I'll listen to that podcast too. So that's Joe Mama's. So let's talk about the Vikings real quick. And we don't have to go too deep into sports, but they came back from 33 rip. And I feel like they had to come back from 33 rip because NFL's rigged.
I don't know if it's rigged. I mean, you see the guys out there and they're trying hard and things. And I know what video you're talking about regarding, was it Dallas?
New England.
That game was rigged for sure.
Well, that was
throw the freaking ball back. Like
right.
That is asinine.
Yeah.
There's only one reason why that they did that, especially playing for Belichick. Like, that's not a coach team to do that.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah. But as far as the Vikings, the defense is just, there's no reason for us to be in a position like that.
Unless it's rigged.
Unless it's rigged. But to win by 1, come on.
Yeah. Did you think there was any way they're not making that 2-point conversion?
Well, yes, right. I
Really?
mean, yeah.
I thought they wouldn't make it just
I'm
because
sure.
it's the heartbreak of Minnesota freaking.
For sure.
fans.
And that's what I mean by saying yes, is that, yeah, there was a doubt in my mind that they wouldn't make it. Yeah, for sure. It's like, it's Minnesota sports.
So this last week, I didn't think there's any way that dude's making a 61-yarder and he made that. So I think it's rigged for the Vikes this year. I think they want the Vikes to go far.
That was his personal best. Was that a franchise best? 61 yards?
I think it tied a franchise.
Donald Igwe-Wike.
Is he a kicker or a punter?
He was a kicker.
Kicker.
Yeah, he was great.
I don't know, dude. That whole thing, I just look at it and I go, what's happening? So when the Giants beat the Vikes in the NFC Championship game, and
41
donut,
Yeah.
they were stealing calls through the headsets.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, I think that's a rigged kind of thing. Just like the Patriots were stealing practices, recording practices. That same dude went on to record practices when he was working for, I think, the Vegas the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And there's NFL players that have gone on record and said, "Oh yeah, that guy was recording practices." Like that's all. And maybe it's not the NFL rigged it, but it's cheating. It's like straight.
And that
cheating
guy went on to have
he's still coaching. Josh McDaniels,
a big career. No, the guy that was videotaping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he went on to have a
talked about it on the pod.
major role.
He still does.
Yeah.
Yep. He's at the Jets. He's like I don't know.
How don't they just kick him out?
Communications coordinator or something like that. I forget what he is. Yeah,
because NFL is probably asking for him to do that.
But there's so many people that went through and played the game. How is it possible that somebody doesn't come out and say, "Yeah, we"?
Well, how about Houston?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Of like someone's got to snitch somehow, but
at some point,
I don't know.
Well, how about the Astros? They were
banging a drum.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I almost got fired for that one.
Patty
the Batty. Love my favorite fighter. He didn't win that fight.
Too many coincidentals, right?
He did not win that fight. Even Joe Rogan at the end of the game, or at the end of the fight, he's in the corner. He's like, "Oh my God." He drops his head down like that. It's like he lost. He's like, "I won after the first 2 rounds. I knew I won them both." He's like, "No, dude, you got your ass kicked the first round, and then maybe you won the second round, but it was like that wasn't." He didn't win that fight, but they want him to keep going.
There's more money with Patty.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Traditional sports doesn't win
hearts over or like
views, right?
Viewers,
I mean,
yeah,
you got to figure out something. So
you got Pete Rose. You got Pete Rose that bet on his own team, banned for life.
Right.
Gretzky's wife.
Do you think he should still be banned?
No, I don't. I think when he played his ass off like nobody else ever.
Do you think that small segment in his career should erase everything that he's done?
No, I don't.
I don't think so either.
I think what he did, and obviously at the time wasn't the right choice, but what he did as a player made him a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Made him one of the greatest players in the history of baseball.
Absolutely.
And, I said this a different pod too. We were in Cleveland for a softball tournament and Danny Manning was there. And Danny Manning said, "College isn't fixed, but pros is." We were like, he didn't get into specifics, but it's pretty crazy to come from a professional, one of the better professional basketball players. You know what I mean? He was the best player in college. I think he was the number 1 pick overall, and he's saying that pros is fixed.
Well, watch that Untold documentary with that NBA ref, Tim Donaghy, whatever his name is. Mm-hmm. He was fixing NBA games, and he fixed them for himself.
Yeah.
But he also came back and said, well, the NBA said, don't call these penalties on Jordan. Don't call these fouls on this. Make sure that this game's tight. Make sure you're not doing this. He's like, they're fixing games in their own right by just like, you can't call fouls on Kobe. You can't call fouls on Jordan. You got to let them do their thing because they want those superstars. They want those teams in.
Bigger product.
Yeah. You heard it here first on the Bobby Finn Knows Everything podcast.
Cheaters.
We're breaking it down. Yeah. Sports is not going to be around in 2 years because like that Finn podcast.
They don't call the fouls on them as well either. It goes the opposite.
It started with Patrick Ewing, I think.
Yeah. You take 5 steps to get to the
that's not
dunk. I mean, come on.
I love Patrick Ewing too, by the way. He was freaking great. He took literally 3 steps.
Yeah.
And
if not more sometimes. Or how about the time when I think it was Kobe brings the ball inbounds, grabs it, just carries it, walks, and then starts dribbling. It's like, nobody's going to call that?
Nope.
Let's call Kobe.
Yeah. Should call him up. Let's ring a ling. Real quick, let's talk about this for a second. I called it this holiday season. I called it Merry Dipmas because there were so many dips at our Christmas party. It was fantastic. And that's because we had Jimmy's salad dressings and dips. We had that Jimmy's spinach dip, which is so good. But they also have ranch and they also have dill. Jimmy's is fantastic because also Jimmy's is made right here in the Twin Cities. You can find it at your local Cub Foods. You take a right at my store. You get it right by the vegetables. And they also have this thing called Holy Smoke Dip, which is you can use it as a dip in your veggies and be sensible with it. But you can also use it on burgers and chicken fingers and you name it. That's Jimmy Holy Smoke Dip. So that goes along with the hat trick of dips, which is ranch, dill, spinach, which I talked about. Fantastic. Jimmy's is available at Cub Foods, of course. And like we say here on the pod, Don't be messing with the dressing. That was right there. You know what that was like, Sal? That was like us going door to door.
Like synchronized swimming.
Oh, really? I thought it was going to be like a Christmas caroling, us singing. So that is fantastic. Sal, what else? You've been listening to the pod for a long time. You're one of our faithful listeners.
Yeah.
You always say, hey, quit doing this and do that and do this and do that. Come on. What do you want to do? You got anything for us?
I kind of want to go. I kind of want to dip into Bobby.
Oh, I
Bobby,
like it.
but Bobby knows everyone.
East Side Bobby.
Let's see who Bobby knows.
Okay.
Let's do like we'll go light. Let's do like a 4 degree of separation to somebody or 5 degrees separation from somebody that, dig into your phone and make a little phone call. And like, hey, who do you know? Who's the most favorite person in your phone?
I don't have a lot of famous people in my phone.
You could get to a famous person, I bet, though.
Could you?
I'm guessing.
How many calls do you think you'd have to get through your phone before you could a friend of a friend of a friend to get to somebody that's significant?
Name a celebrity.
Okay, let's say.
Don't go too high up.
No.
Let's just start in the middle ground.
Trump.
Yeah.
President of the United States.
Yeah, speed dial.
Yeah, right. Who's local? Who's like a local celeb that you could get to?
Well, I mean, could you get to who?
I was going to say like Herb Brooks because you're an East Sider.
Well,
Can
he's
you get to
dead.
Herb Brooks? I know, but could you get to Kelly Brooks or either
for
you
sure.
get to Dan Brooks?
100%.
Easy. That's easy.
I could
That's
get
easy.
to Dan Brooks.
That's easy peasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy. You got to go a lot higher than that.
Okay. How about
Kim
like,
Jong Un? Probably be tough. I was partying with Dennis Rodman twice, though. So
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So could you get to Dennis Rodman?
he never gave me his number. So probably
You
not.
sure? He goes both ways. Maybe he was interested in
Ooh,
you.
easy.
What? What?
How much partying?
Yeah, you might like you. You're a good looking
it was
dude.
at his 40th birthday party.
Are you kidding?
You were? Seriously? At his 40th birthday?
His
party?
40th birthday at Hard Rock Casino in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah,
How did you stumble into that one?
Was Carmen Electra there?
she was there.
Really?
And she is an all-time smoke show.
Did
She on your top 10 list?
you put the foot on the bar?
Oh,
Did you put the
I
foot
think
on the bar
previous,
at Dennis Rodman's
we were in the
birthday
casino.
party?
Well, no, we were starting to fire tequilas back, and I actually had the fireman's carry biscuit out of there. Grand Funk was playing on stage. Live was playing. Rodman singing with them. Everybody. Lamar Odom was there. Everybody was there. It was unbelievable.
Kardashians, were they there?
I don't think it was pre-card.
It was
Pre-card.
Pre-cardo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. All right.
When
I
Bruce-
like
Yeah.
it.
So I don't know. Could you get to Rodman by phone call somewhere?
I might.
Yeah.
I'd probably call. Yeah, I'd call Mark or Mike Strobel, who would call Chris Chelios, who would call Dennis Rodman. Because Chelios was
all right.
there too.
All right.
I was going to go
So
local.
you could get there.
I
Yeah.
was going to local celeb like Neil Broughton, but that wouldn't be any
Broughton
chance.
actually played boot hockey at Park Place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest Minnesota celebrity that you know of? I was thinking like hockey player wise, maybe Broughton in that mix or Mike Madonna or
Madonna, yeah. A girl I dated in junior high had sex with him. So I'm sure she got his number.
how about Ken Herbeck? Can you get Ken Herbeck?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How about
Let's go level up, Sal.
Yeah.
But you guys got to go higher than that.
Yeah. Let's go staying local. Like, okay, what about like regional? You said Chelios. How about like Patrick Kane? Think you get to Patrick Kane or Jonathan
Don't you
Toews?
think Chelios knows his
How
number?
about Young Gravy? Can you get to Young Gravy?
I don't even know who that is. Except like
He's a Ranger, right? He's a
50 years old. Young Gravy's not an Iron Ranger.
old,
is he?
old
I think
gravy.
he is. Look it up.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a
I
Minnesota
don't know.
guy.
He's a Minnesota guy. I don't
Young
know if he's-
gravy?
Young
Yeah.
Gravy's a rapper.
Oh, I'm old gravy. Hello.
I have old gravy. Hello.
Yeah, it's funny because we were talking about my uncle, step uncle, my dad's stepbrother. He was in those Red Shoe Diaries. He's an actor, so he's like lived with Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so like when all that shit was going down, I mean, he knew.
So you do kind of know somebody from like
don't
down
be a
the
dick.
line.
When
Yeah.
it comes down to don't be a dick.
Yeah. You
You
can
know?
get to some people.
Get to some.
Young Gravy's from Rochester, by the way.
He is from
That's
Rochester?
not quite the Iron Range.
No. Well,
That's
it's
just
still
a
Minnesota.
little bit away from the Iron Range.
Right.
Young
Still
Gravy.
Rochester, though, putting out a major recording artist.
Yeah.
Come
right.
on.
How do you come up
He's
with the
a
name
shtick.
Young Gravy?
It's a bit. It's a shtick.
I like
Whatever. It's funny. He's comedy rock,
Oh, I
comedy
think he's
rap, but
great.
whatever.
Is he comedy rap? It's not
Yeah,
comedy
he's
rap.
like Lil Dicky.
No, he's got actual music.
This whole bit is MILFs. This whole
Played-
bit is like
played-
banging MILFs. Like,
Played at the
okay.
Vikings game I went to.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Thanks-
Okay, well, let's go
Thanksgiving
level
Day.
up. Who else can Bobby get?
Let's see. Let's
that
think
go?
outside of sports. Let's think politics.
You already went Young Gravy. My God.
Well, I know.
Outside of sports.
Okay, so but could you get to the governor?
Yeah, for sure.
Could you get to Schwarzenegger?
I don't know about Schwarzenegger.
How about Jesse the Body?
I can get to Jesse, but yeah, how about Zelensky?
Oh, dude, could you get to Zelensky?
I think I can.
No
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
What?
The girl I went
Look
to
at
Ireland to meet for work, she's Ukrainian and she's like connected to everybody.
it. Seriously?
No,
Yes.
come on.
I'm telling you.
They just snuck him into the White House, and they're going to sneak him into the Bobby Finn Knows Everyone podcast?
To
I got
the
Bobby.
White House in Dallas.
I got Bobby Finn on the phone. I'll take it.
What do you mean the White House in Dallas? What are you talking about?
That's where Michael Irvin and all those boys would go to party. They called it the White House.
Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
That was back in
The
the
big
day.
scandal.
The
in
Herschel Walker
90s.
trade. So speaking of Herschel Walker, has Russell Wilson trade overcome the Herschel Walker trade?
Oh,
You
absolutely.
think so?
Yeah, I think it's a
I
bust.
still have scars on me from the Herschel Walker trade, but yeah, that guy's a bust.
But Russell Wilson was just it was money, right? And trades.
And draft picks.
Oh,
Yeah, because they
a
don't
lot
have
of
draft
draft
picks.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot. Huge contract and a lot of draft picks.
yeah. That's a major bust.
Major bust. Yeah.
107 million reasons why they got to stick with that guy.
It's like the guy next
Holy
just
For how
didn't
many years?
show up.
You're right.
Seriously, what was the game last night?
I think
we're gonna talk about-
embarrassing. They fired the coach today.
Yes, they did.
Yep. You're
might-
done.
Because the coach is the problem.
He may be one of those characters on the video game you were talking about earlier. He's just an impersonator.
First two round picks. Number 9 overall in 2023. And 2 second-round picks. And they had to pay him $107 million. Oh.
What was the Walker trade?
Freaking your
you
entire
remember?
offensive and defensive lines, something like that.
How
and,
about-
and a shoe that he's going to blow in the first
Yeah,
Right.
that was
But
great
kick
though.
return.
That was great.
Bobby
Sock
Lamb.
got
What was
this
the
long.
Ricky Williams trade? I think they traded everybody in the draft. Every single
Remember that?
person in the
Ditka?
draft. Yeah.
Ditka had
Had him
the-
dress up as in a bridesmaid too, or a bride.
He had didn't he have like a Rasta hair
Oh, it
thing
was so
going?
weird.
Ricky?
So weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Speaking of weird, we had a little pregame at a little establishment down the street, and we are talking about UFO sightings.
We did.
Yeah. I mean, what?
Sal's a big conspiracy theories.
I am a conspiracy theorist, but I think
The Vegas UFOs?
outside the nightclub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it could have happened. Absolutely, right? I mean, so my science teacher in high school explained this to me, and there's no possible way that there's not other beings out there, right?
Mhm.
If you consider our solar system in a cube of sugar, one little grain in a cube of sugar, and then that cube of sugar inside a sugar ball,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of things that I mean,
It's a lot of sugar.
yeah, I mean,
I
well,
think your science teacher was trying to drug you up. Hey, kid, you
Where
want
did
some
you go to high
candy?
school
You want
at?
some
yeah,
sugar?
take this sugar cube.
Where'd you go to high school?
Right?
at?
I mean, but those are
I
big.
heard grains of sand. There's like
Big.
our solar system is 1 grain of sand. And if you think about the entire universe, it's every beach in the entire world.
Right.
That's how many solar systems there are.
Our universe? I would say that our universe was that 1 grain of sand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's as many universes as there are grains of sand in the entire world.
Yes. I
That's-
totally believe it.
I do. God, how can you
Mind-blowing.
believe that?
What do you
That's
mean?
the
It's
truth.
It's infinite.
Yep.
No, it's not infinite.
It
It just doesn't keep going and going and going.
And it's expanding, Bob.
Oh,
What
I
do
do
you
agree.
think that you get to one point and it just stops and there's a guy painting the black wall and like, oh yeah, look at us.
It's the Truman
like the
Show.
commercial, yeah.
It's the Truman Show.
Sure.
Bobby thinks the world's flat.
No,
Right.
Like,
I think their solar system is there, and I think there's more to it. But does it really just keep going?
it's forever. It's
Yeah.
as many solar systems as there are grains of sand on every beach in the world. That's how big the universe is. It's incredible. It's mind blowing.
It can't.
It's infinite.
It can't.
Wait till you're.
What do you mean?
Wait till Elon puts you on a rocket and you're just floating out in space and you're like, oh my god.
How do you know that there's people that
going
they
forever.
are on the other side of this, trying to get or starting out where we were, how many hundreds of thousands of years ago? We're the most intelligent one that's
I don't
out
believe
there
that.
right now.
I agree. I don't believe that, but I don't. I don't know. I mean, I might have to get some glasses to put on so I can see who's different. Like
You just-
Roddy Piper.
Open your mind. You just got to open
Well,
it.
it is
Just-
open.
I mean, and
Maybe you
just-
need to try ayahuasca like Matt did last week with us. Maybe you need to open your mind and your brainwaves.
I think yes, it is. There is more out there for sure, but to just be infinite,
Yep.
it's infinite.
Yeah. I mean, you could say at some point maybe somebody can count it all, but it's so big and so vast, it's uncountable.
So
Yeah.
our conversation right now, Galileo or whatever the hell. his
Yeah,
name is,
Galileo.
He's a Spanish version.
Keep going.
He would be shitting his pants right now. Like, what are these guys talking about?
Somehow people way in the past had the universe kind
How?
of figured out.
Right.
They were watching the stars
Pyramids.
in the skies like it was their movie theater.
Pyramids.
Oh, let's not go there now. We're almost out of time. We'll have to
Yeah,
talk about
pyramids
that again.
is-
Pyramids were not built by humans.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I mean, there's so
Or
many,
there was an advanced civilization that
There's
built
too
them
many
with advanced
unexplained.
technology.
right. There's too many unexplained phenomena and unexplained.
like the guy on the phone in that World War II picture you guys were showing me.
That's
Look
true.
that up. Look that up.
Yeah.
World War II picture. There's some dude in the background on a cell phone.
On a cell
Holding his
phone.
phone. Either that or he's holding his hairbrush like he's talking on it. Maybe
Right.
he's a crazy person.
I think somebody changed
Doctored?
that photo, doctored that photo up to make it look like that.
Sal did right
'Cause he's
before
like,
this.
beam
right,
me
right
up,
before the
Scotty.
pod. Sal did. He's like, I'm gonna get famous.
But
on
there's
this
tons of
podcast.
there's tons of photos like that just things that aren't explained. Like the one there's one where it's the same guy in like 5 different decade pictures and he's never aged. It's the same guy.
Really?
How's
Find
How's that possible?
Put it on our Instagram.
We should put it on Instagram.
yeah.
I love it, Sal.
Yeah, it's good stuff. What time are we at?
I think we're getting pretty close. Bobby Bob's.
God, it's so deep, right?
Well, you could you can take it as deep as you really wanted to and you can just not accept any of it and just,
Or accept everything.
yeah.
So I'm on board. There's no question. I'm not hesitating, but I think that to be just there's no end.
There is no end to
It's
it.
gonna float off like George Clooney did in that Sandra Bullock movie. We just float off.
James T. Kirk.
Space.
So
James T. Kirk. How about that? We talked about that earlier too. That in the Jetsons year, that we have now superseded
Yeah.
the Jetsons years when they were flying through, living in outer space, flying spaceships. And
Yep.
we've passed that.
Robot maids.
Yeah,
Yep.
robot maids.
That's right.
We
Because
got some of it though, right? The Roomba.
yeah, we got the Roomba.
That's a Rosie, right?
It's a Rosie.
that is. Well, not yet.
Does your wife have the Woomba?
Hello.
It cleans her business, her lady business. That's an SNL bet. Can't steal that one.
Can't steal that.
That's fantastic.
No, but sports wise, you guys got a lot of sports coming up. My kid's been off for a little while. My boy
Yeah, my
has.
kid's off for a little while too. But
Yeah,
you-
one of them's off. The other
Mhm.
one's got practicing. I don't know.
They're
if you guys
skating-
got any
they're skating
games, but he's
ODR right
skating.
now.
Yeah, ODR right now.
get out there, boys, girls. Go play outside.
Go play.
Get on them ponds.
Yeah.
Shovel them off.
Get
I'm gonna
out.
have to shovel our pond this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt. I wish we
Best
could have
best hockey is when they just out there just
That's how they learn. That's how they
Goofing.
got to learn for love for hockey.
goofing outdoor ice.
Yep.
40
Absolutely.
degrees, 40 below, and a sweatshirt.
Got
Working.
Is
Love
like
it.
Like
Hockey,
me shoveling the driveway, sweating, having a heart attack.
is Hockey Day Minnesota? Is it on the lake or is it just off the lake?
Not. It's at a park.
It's at a
Okay.
park.
Yeah.
So right
It's at
by
the-
that.
By the American Legion, I think, in
right
White
by
Bear
the-
Lake.
That's
Yeah.
an awesome spot. I heard they got something really cool that like a puck wall they're building.
Yep, I heard
And
that.
the puck wall's got going to be the state and just a really cool thing. I guess you can buy a puck. I don't know.
Yep.
Puck it.
So is your daughter playing in the
She is,
outdoor
yeah.
game? That's
That's-
cool.
that's
She's-
kind of a
she
point.
hyped.
She is hyped for
Yeah.
sure. But as an organization that puts on that day, that game, don't you want to be successful?
You want to come out with a win. I think it's going to be a tough win for them.
It is.
Not
I mean,
for Stillwater, but for
they
White
have
Bear.
they have some really good players. There's no doubt about it.
Oh,
but
I see
think
what you're
they're
saying.
I think they're
Yeah.
stacked. The deck is stacked against them a little bit,
Right.
but
For sure. Especially the girls. I mean, Stillwater's.
but the boys are playing Hill, right?
No, I don't think the boys are
I think
playing.
they're playing Hill.
Or are they playing
White Bear boys are
Matabida?
playing Hill.
Not as a hockey day game, though.
Really?
I think
Who's
they're
playing it?
maybe they're playing Matabida, which you know I don't know, but I just think you want to be successful, make that day the memorable day for the kids too. And I don't know. I think might be bulletin board material, but I think the girls have been really playing well this year, and to set up a game like that.
Okay, here's the rundown. Stillwater, White Bear Lake, your daughter, 9:30 a.m. Hermantown, Matamidi boys, 1 o'clock, 4:30 Hill Murray, White Bear Lake boys.
Wow, that's a game. I mean, that's one of the best games you want to watch all year long.
Great game.
Do you remember the hockey day in Stillwater?
Yeah.
It was like 50 degrees. It was hot.
Oh, it was raining.
Yeah.
Remember that it was raining? They didn't
Yeah.
know if the rink was going to hold.
Right.
It was raining, and it was like, God dang. But that was a great game. That was against Casey Middlestad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eden Prairie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are you going to say about that?
No, it was.
Oh.
I was just asking if you remember
Okay, how about this?
nice it was, and
Yeah, I remember that. It was a great game. We lost.
we didn't
Stillwater
lose.
lost.
Yeah.
And, Eden Prairie is a great team. How about this? Hill, White Bear Lake. Is that a bigger rivalry than Hill, Stillwater? Or White Bear Lake, Stillwater?
I can't say it because I'm not from Stillwater. Moved here a couple years ago, but that Hill White Bear has been going on forever. It seems like.
So you're saying that's kind of like the Vikings think the Packers are our rivalry, but the Packers think the Bears are the rivalry.
right.
So is it like that kind of
Right.
three-way
The little
system?
triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all hate each other, right?
Mhm.
I think Hill draws more White Bear players than Stillwater players.
I don't know. It seems like White Bears players stick around White Bear.
You think so?
I feel like it. I think Hill draws from Woodbury big time. Now they're drawing from Matamidi. They draw from Stillwater.
Not Sample anymore.
I feel like White Bear I think White Bear is good all the time because those kids stick around and they keep playing for White Bear. Because our youth team's kind of beat up on White Bear, but time you get to high school, it's like, God dang, White Bear's so good.
Yeah.
Because I think they keep most of their players. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got White Bear friends. I mean,
A lot of them are there.
Yeah.
A lot of them are there.
right. I think
Right.
White Bear is the trashiest place in the world, but whatever. Come after me, bro.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. Joking. I like the White Bear.
Come on, the
peeps.
White Bear bar is awesome.
It is. It's a great bar.
Great
Yeah.
dive bar.
Yeah.
So it is awesome for sure.
All right. Well, wrap it up, Bobby. We got to get out of
All
here.
right.
We got to
Hey.
get Sal back to the bar.
Everyone, thanks for listening to Bobby Finn Knows Everyone. Remember, go through life, man. Be a good person. Do the right things. Help people out. Most of all, don't be a dick. But if you like, subscribe. Be a part of our program so we can keep going. But take care. Merry Christmas. Love you.
Yesterday.